We've gone too long without having a proper discussion on relationships and marriage. Cam Newton had a special guest on his podcast, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. She's a therapist. Over the course of their conversation, the topic of marriage and children came up. Let's take a look at what Cam had to say.
I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I thought I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
By how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now,
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I
I'm
just
saying
want God
about
to
your
bring
wife.
them. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just
Because
bring them,
my
okay.
point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You can't say that.
Is he allowed to say
I'll
that?
say it louder. Let me preface this by saying that Cam Newton and the women that he is having children with, they're adults. They can choose whatever outcomes or whatever situation that they want for their relationship. It doesn't matter if I agree. It doesn't matter if you agree. But we're still going to discuss this and see what we think. Now, right up front, I'll let you know, I wholly disagree with Cam Newton's point. Bringing kids into this world is a huge responsibility. The first night you bring them home, you're checking every couple of minutes to see if they're breathing. You're fixing bottles, changing diapers, changing clothes, swaddling, unswaddling. It's a lot going on, right? Now, imagine a household where there's 2 parents and you're sharing in the responsibility of waking up and somebody's changing the baby, somebody's picking out the clothes and prepping the bag to go out. Things like that. On the flip side of that, you have a 1-parent household where one person is sharing all of that responsibility on top of them having to go to work the next day.
Still adjusting to being a parent, much less a single parent.
No matter how high functioning Cam thinks he is, his time can't be spent intimately with all 8 of his kids because they're in different households. And I know that he's rich, he's getting money. He's probably providing a lot for his kids and the women that birth those children. But money is not a replacement for being a present parent. Because it's not just recitals and birthdays. It's stomach aches. It's taking your kid out in the car seat and helping them tie their shoe. Things like that. Those are just as important. Where I don't disagree with Cam is the topic of divorce. Marriage is a huge responsibility. I've been married 3 years, and I would hate for my marriage to end in divorce. And we're not blind to the legal system. We know that men often get railroaded in family court, whether it's alimony or child support. Not all the time, but most of the time, men are the ones that have to hold that responsibility, that financial responsibility. And herein lies the problem. Cam says that he's terrified of divorce. That's why he doesn't want to get married. But he's not terrified of having children and possibly paying child support. But I would argue that having a kid is a far greater commitment than being married. In a marriage, you can get 11 years in and both sides can say, hey, we want to call it quits. Let's just split everything down the middle. And you can walk away with a clean cut. Try walking away from your kid 11 years into their life. You'll end up in court with metal bracelets. We're in the part of the discussion where I'm going to tell you my personal thoughts on the matter. If you're not ready to marry this person, then you shouldn't have kids with them. You should be personally accountable and very, very, very carefully choose the woman that you want to have kids with. So you don't end up with 8 kids by 3 different women and none of them have a ring. If you don't have kids yet, let me let you in on something. It's not as cool as it looks in all the TV shows and movies. Childbirth can be a very dangerous experience for a woman. So at the minimum, she should demand at least the commitment of marriage. Once again, that's just my personal opinion. People can do what they want. We're all adults, and that's what's beautiful about life. It's a choose your own adventure. Regardless of how you feel about it, what you can't choose are the facts. Kids that come from a 2-parent household are at a statistical advantage in all of the key performance indicators of our society. Some of those indicators are education, health, behavior, family relationships, and resources. For example, children of married parents are less likely to get in trouble with the criminal justice system. In education, children of married parents are more likely to earn a high school diploma and a college degree. When it comes to family resources, children of married parents often live in more stable families with more resources. Why is that? Because when you're combining your finances, as you do in a marriage, you have more that goes into the pot. But when you have a broken home, you have 2 different pots, and each person is trying to fill theirs. This is not a discussion to say marriage is the end-all be-all, right? Different strokes for different folks. It isn't going to work for everybody. All marriages don't work. I think about 70% of them end in divorce or something like that. What I'm saying is, you want to give your kids the best statistical advantage. You do that by choosing carefully the woman, or, if it's a woman listening to this, choosing the man that you want to have kids with. You don't go around planting all of these different seeds and then refusing to water them because you're saying that you have a fear of divorce. Even people that are married have a fear of divorce. That's just the way the cards are. You don't get to choose every single outcome just because you have good intentions going in. I can't speak on Cam Newton's behalf. Don't know him personally. All I can do is look at what he said through my lens, through my knowledge and understanding. And with that being said, I think what would have been more accurate or more honest is saying that, hey, I like these women, but I don't want to marry them. At the end of the day, I think most people agree that we should aspire to keep the family together. But what Cam's saying is he's fully aware that he's creating broken homes and he intends to do it more. He said he wants more children. And that's a societal failure because the family is a foundational block of our society. So tell me your thoughts. Is Cam Newton creating broken homes, or does it not matter as long as he's providing for the kids and making an effort to be in their lives?